Okay, so I'm up, and this is another, one of them little moments. I don't know who this is for, but um, you gotta release it. You know, you gotta release the hurt. You gotta release the pain. You gotta release the expectations that you have of people. You have to release those things because that is what's stopping you from getting to where you want to be. Because right now there's somebody who is hurting basically, but you're hurting yourself because you're holding on to a hurt, a pain that's caused by somebody else because you were seeking happiness outside of yourself. Um, I heal differently from other people. Like, I heal my childhood wounds by starting a blog. I heal heartbreak by starting a podcast, and I just express myself. And now I'm trying to help other people heal. I don't even care how many people get to hear this, but I know it's for somebody. Like, you have to stop and you have to just let go. You have to let go of everything. You have to literally take who you are as of right now and accept that person, like in the now. And one of the downloads I got the other day when I was driving, right? And it was like, you need to set short-term goals, accomplish as many short-term goals as you can. And I'm sitting there like, dang, Spirit, what do you mean by that? Like, what do you mean by that? And I thought about it because every time I go to write down a long-term goal, I always include 5 to 10 steps that I need to take to accomplish those. And instead of looking at those as short-term goals or short-term things to accomplish, I looked at it as hurdles that are going to be in my way to stop me from accomplishing what I wanted to accomplish. And that alone, like, my stinking thinking alone was fucking me up so bad to where, like, I was just stuck. I was just stuck. So now I decided to just fucking let that shit go. I let everything go. I let everything go. I let the men go. I let the motherfucking expectations go. I let all that shit go because inside of me is where I find my most genuine, like my happy, like that's my happy. I can record a video of myself, right? It's so bad. I don't care. People think I'm narcissistic or vain or I don't give a fuck. But like, you know, I grew up in a household that told me that I was ugly because I was really dark. I was ugly because I had a different dad. I was ugly because I used my mind. I was ugly because I had a good heart. I was ugly because I forgave people. I was ugly because of all the things that made me so beautiful. But I recorded a video. I'm on goddamn Snapchat, man. And Janae Aiko came on, and it was like 5 o'clock in the morning yesterday. And out of nowhere, I just started crying, like looking at the video. And I was like, damn, just like telling myself, you are so beautiful. Like, what the fuck were you looking at this entire time that made you feel like you had to go outside of you for anything? Because you are so fucking beautiful. You are so fucking capable. You got it. You got it. People are not people are not mad and jealous of you for nothing. People are not trying to stop your bag for nothing. People are not trying to ruin your relationships for nothing. People are not doing that for nothing. They not doing that just because they want to see you mad. No, they doing that because you got something that they want. You got something that they can't have. There's something in you that you possess and that you hold that they don't, and they want that. I used to I found this way to cope with me and my mom's relationship, right? And I looked at it as because she used to treat me so differently than everybody else. So I looked at it as she seen a light in me. Her ability was to see my light. You know, my abilities are different. Everybody has different abilities. Her ability was to see the light in people, and she seen my light, and she seen how bright it was, and the shadow in her wanted to put out my light before I seen my light. And that's why, you know, she didn't celebrate me when I made straight A's. And, you know, that's why everything that I loved, she would always try to take it away. And that's why she would beat me when she had a bad day, you know, or inflict her pain on me, or tell me I wasn't going to be this, or, you know, that's why she could never say nothing positive, because it's my light. And I'm learning now to take that with everything. Like, shit, me and this dude didn't work out because we wasn't supposed to work out. It was something he was going to do that was going to tarnish my life. Either he was going to dim it, something, I was going to get lost in this relationship. I was going to lose myself. He was going to be narcissistic, abuse. Like, I'm starting to look at shit as like blessings, like shit that literally fail in life. The shit that I feel like used to fail in life is not necessarily a failure. It's actually an accomplishment, because it's putting me on a path to something more, something greater, something bigger, something more powerful, you know, something more divine. Like, sometimes we can want something. Let's just say I wanted this guy, right? We just gonna use me as an example. I wanted this guy, and at first I felt like it was aligned for us to, you know, be together, for us to come together. And then somewhere on that path, the other person ventured off into a different direction. Now, when they ventured off into a different direction, I felt like the divine knew that the direction that they was going was not in my best interest. It was not for my greatest good. It was not for, you know, the 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 best interest of the collective. I know it was like, I'm more assuming it was more like selfish reasons, and you know, stuff like that. But I looked at it as, why me? Why this had to happen to me? I thought this was my person, and this, that, and the third. And honey, man, what the divine had for me, if that ain't my person, he fucked up. Yeah, I didn't fuck up. He fucked up. He missed out. That's not on me, you know, that's on somebody else. But you just gotta, like, I feel like somebody really holding on to some hurt, and they need to hear that. That shit's gonna be all right. We all done did it. I am currently, what, fucking about to be 12 weeks pregnant, and I'm abandoned in the middle of pregnancy. Bam. Look at that. Bam. And I'm okay with that. Like, people are not understanding, like, how I'm so happy with, like, what's going on. I'm okay with what God has given me, because I've already experienced these things. I've already passed these tests, and there's nothing new under the sun. And some people, like, they look at the shit that they go through, right? Like, let's say with my first daughter, well, with my daughter, I ain't gonna say with my first daughter, because I don't know if I'm having a girl or boy, but with my daughter, her donor was like, you know, I got you pregnant because nobody would want you with a baby. Bam. That was the first trap. He's never been there. She's about to be 11 in December. Well, yeah, she's about to be 11 in December. And I was so excited, because that means I've been a MILF, y'all. I've been a MILF for 11 motherfucking years. For 11 years, I've been a MILF. And I'm so excited about that. But my son daddy, I never believed in abortions, but I just knew, like, it was something that just kept telling me that I was going to have to do that alone. I was going to have to do it alone. And probably because I feared it. So it was kind of like a manifestation of mine. But I was at the time, I had my own child, but then this guy had 3 kids, and I took on his kids. I was taking $256 of goddamn food stamps. That was my first time ever getting food stamps, y'all. I went and got food stamps because he wasn't bringing enough money to feed everybody, so I was feeding all of us off of $256 a month. Wasn't missing meals, cooking meals in the hotel, making sure they eat, making sure they was clothed. And when I got pregnant, I didn't want that because I seen the patterns in his relationships with his kids. And I knew that if I wasn't going to be with this man, he was not going to be in my child's life. And guess what? I wasn't going to be with him. He wasn't somebody who I wanted to be with. I was still young. I felt like I still had a lot of life ahead of me. I felt like I could still accomplish my goals and my dreams. I could still be independent. And guess what? I did all of that. Everything that I set out to do, like, even now that I think about it, if I get emotional, y'all, don't judge me, but even now that I think about it, right? All the shit that I set out to do, when I was on crew, I was going door to door. I was like, man, I'm going to get off the road. I'm going home. I'm be stable with my baby. I'm getting an apartment. Like, I didn't know how any of this was going to happen. I didn't know how any of this was going to happen. I had no money. I was making money on the road, but I was making enough money to take care of me and my kid, pay the goddamn hotel, basic shit. But then, goddamn, everything happened. Like, it didn't happen the way I wanted it to happen. It wasn't like a soft life. Like, like everybody be like, oh, I lived a hard life. It wasn't a soft life, but it wasn't hard either. I was homeless with 2 kids. I experienced a lot of shit. I was scammed with the little check thing, little check fraud. Boy ran up on me, played with my bank account. Like, all this shit happened to me. But now that I'm looking back on it, all this shit happened to me because it had to happen. Like, I needed it to happen, and I wasn't going to allow it to happen. You see what I'm saying? I wasn't going to let these things go on my own because I wanted to hold on to shit because I had abandonment issues and didn't want to be left behind. And, oh, I wanted this because this was ideal. This is what I want. This is what I want. But just because I want candy don't mean it's good for me. Just because I want to eat candy all day does not mean that this candy is good for me. And just because I want to eat fruit all day don't mean it's good for me either. But I knew I wasn't going to be able to let it go. So I started praying. Like, every time I would pray, I would never ask for anything but for the divine to protect me and my children, for the obstacles in my way to be illuminated, not removed, right? And not removed because I want to experience these things. I want to know why they are there. I want them to be illuminated. I want to be able to see what's coming before it comes. And that's my ability. Like, I don't know if that's what I pray for, but that's my gift. Like, I dream of what's to come in my life and other people's lives. Like, people are close to me. If somebody come into my energy field, I dream. I'm a Pisces sun and a Pisces rising. I'm not